Think back. Think to when you were 15 years old. What school uniform did you wear? How did you do your hair? Were you interested in boys, girls? Were you desperately watching from the sidelines, or were you up to your neck in romantic or sexual liaisons? Certainly, stories were circulating. Can you believe she did this? Smithy's been with how many people? And you're wondering, am I normal? And it's this, what we believe is normal and acceptable, that has an effect on our decisions and how we feel about ourselves and how we treat our peers. This activity, the Sexuality Timeline, provides a reality check for individuals while also helping to recalibrate group norms of our students. It's really simple. Clear a large space on a wall or the floor and mark out a timeline from 0 to 30 and above, using increments of 5 years. Then get ready to hand out 2 different sets of cards. Remember, as always, all physical materials can be downloaded for printing from the online resource. The first set of cards nominate events or issues related to sexuality in relationships, like when puberty starts, or curiosity about sexual body parts, seeing porn, if ever, first alcohol, first sex, knowing you're gay, lesbian, bisexual, straight. Now, give each student a card and ask all of them to place their card on one side of the timeline according to the age they think would be the national average. We're using the term national average as we don't want students to feel we're asking, what do you do? As you can imagine, there will be discussion among the students about definitions and disagreement about ages. There will be discussion about the limitations of national averages in representing everyone. That's great. Students can move others' cards if they're prepared to talk about why they think it should be somewhere else. Next, students place the second set of cards on the other side of the timeline. These cards are explainers about some of the events we've listed. At this stage, it's time to ask the group to have a look at the timeline and reflect. What do these tell us about sexuality? How do they think their beliefs about what's normal affect them and their friends? As well as checking assumptions, we want students to know that sexuality is complex. Sexuality isn't limited to or created by a person's first sex. You can see from the timeline, it's in all of us and part of being human. It becomes part of our interactions with each other, which can add an extra dimension to our lives that's thrilling, enjoyable, or potentially negative. We can learn skills and reflect on how to make it be a positive part of our lives. It's in relationship with others. And it's affected by external messages as well. We can reflect and critique those too to check what's real and what's not. Sexuality is impacted by the society we live in. And that's what this program aims to do, helping us make sense of it for ourselves. You can extend this activity if you want by asking the students where they think their parents would place the cards on the timeline. Would it be different or the same? Is there much variety among families' beliefs? What are some of the reasons for this? This creates more space for culture and religion to be accounted for.